And welcome to today's Sports Roundtable, and we've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to touch on some spring sports here quickly, and then we're going to move on to Chad Allen. Chad Allen's the Dexter girls basketball coach, and what a fine season the Dexter Lady Bearcats had this year, and we'll be certainly looking forward to discussion with him here momentarily about their fine season and going forward with the Dexter Lady Bearcats basketball program. So it'll certainly be a treat having Chad Allen in with us this morning. So stick around for that. We'll have him on here in just a few minutes. And we'll also just touch on the Final Four starting today and baseball. Cardinals baseball, Major League Baseball getting underway this past week, so we'll touch on that a bit as well. So glad you joined us right here on the Sports Roundtable, as you always can, Saturday mornings live at 10 a.m. And we'll just move on with our show for today. And just taking a look at some baseball games that took place yesterday. Only a few games on the schedule with that big rain coming in Thursday evening. Put a lot of them out, but big game yesterday, Poplar Bluff and Neelyville. Poplar Bluff defeated Neelyville 8-4. That game was originally at Neelyville. They moved it over to Poplar Bluff due to field conditions, but Poplar Bluff gets that victory 8-4. And also Chaffee and Advance played yesterday, and it was Chaffee over Advance 9-3. Chaffee coming away with that victory in high school baseball. And not only those are only two games in the area played yesterday. That big rain at Thursday pretty much wiped out the schedule for yesterday. A lot of games being canceled, so not a whole lot to report on from yesterday. But we're well into the spring sports season now. We'll be bringing you all the baseball, track and field, softball coverage from the area here on the Roundtable. So be sure to stick with us the rest of the way. We end our Roundtable season pretty much right in line with the school season. We take the summer off, not a whole lot going on locally, so we still got probably 5 or 6 weeks left in our Roundtable season here on YHC and CMOSportZone.com. So be sure to stick around for the rest of the way. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with Chad Allen, Dexter girls basketball coach. A lot to talk about in their fine season this year. We'll be right back.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I chose Three Rivers College. Caring staff made it easy to enroll. I'm receiving affordable, quality college classes. Day, evening, and online classes let me work college into my schedule.
With locations throughout Southeast Missouri and over 200 course offerings, including online courses, Three Rivers can help you earn a college or career technical degree.
I chose Three Rivers College. You should too.
Enroll today. Learn more at trcc.edu. Three Rivers College. Success starts here.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
And we're back, and now we're along with Chad Allen, the Dexter girls basketball coach. And Chad, it's good to have you with us today.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Sure, and a big day, or it's a big season you had this year for the Dexter Lady Bearcats, making all the way to the state championship game. Never been done at the Dexter in its school history for boys or girls basketball, and just a fine season all the way through.
Yeah, we made a great run, and was the schedule that we played this year helped prepare us for it.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that as kind of last year going into this year. Last year you went out to the state Final Four, come away with 4th place, and had the strong nucleus coming back, only losing Brittany Harris, one senior, and Caitlin Frazier as well, losing 2 seniors last year. but had the nucleus of your team coming back, so you knew you were going to have a strong season coming back. But like you said, a lot of preparation with the schedule to get ready for that Final Four, because you had Incarnate Word, the team you lost to in the championship this year, one of the top teams in the country. So you pretty much had to prepare your whole season for that potential one game with them, and that's hard to do when they're ranked. I think they end up ranked second in the nation,
number 2 in the nation.
So it's hard to prepare for such a team like that. When you've only got so many teams to play in this region. So a lot went into that preparation. So talk about that preparation.
Yeah, the only way to prepare for them is to play teams of their caliber, and so we definitely try to make some adjustments to our schedule. We ended up playing Rockbridge out of Columbia, which they were number 12 in the nation this year, and we played them within 12 points, and also we played Paragould, Arkansas in the championship of the Paragould tournament, and they actually won Class 5, and also, we played St. Joe Academy, who finished third in Class 5 this year. We beat them at their place. So, we toughened up our schedule quite a bit, to help prepare us, for that game against Incarnate Word later in the year. But not only that, just the playoff run. That playing those kind of teams will definitely help prepare you, when playoffs come around.
Certainly, and you have to travel to play some of these teams because Southeast Missouri, we don't have a whole lot of girls teams. Even the smaller schools don't even have teams, so it's hard to pick up games, especially with that kind of caliber you're looking for. So you do have to do a little traveling this year.
Yeah, we put a lot of miles in this year. We traveled all over the place. We even went to Dyersburg, Tennessee, which they were ranked pretty high in Tennessee. We went to St. James, which they were number 1 in Class 3. So, like I said, we toughened up our schedule quite a bit. We were, really just being on the road a lot, I think, helped us. Because the playoffs, you're always on the road, and I believe that helped as well.
Yeah, and looking back to last year, you come away with 4th place, and probably a little disappointing because you probably didn't play your best ball up there in Columbia last year. And just talk about how it transitioned from last year to this year. The girls, what was their mentality coming in to this season?
Well, last year, the Final Four, we were just sort of in awe of just, being there and of awe of, Incarnate Word. Since we played them in the semifinal game last year, it was just tough. It was tough for us. And like I said, I thought we were just in a little bit of awe. This year, we didn't play that way. We played, we played with a lot of confidence going in that game. And just being there last year, coming into this year, I think helped us a whole lot.
Yeah. And got to play Benton in the semifinal game, a team up north of Kansas City. Handled them no problem. You got out in front of them, big lead early on, and kept it, and just pretty much smooth sailing in that semifinal game.
Yeah, like I said, just being there, I think, helped us a lot, especially in that game. St. Joseph hasn't been in the Final Four since, I believe it was 2006 when they actually won the state championship game that year. But since they haven't been there these past few years, I think that really helped us. But also going into that game, I thought we were really prepared on how they were going to play. They had a great shooter, a really good point guard, and so we tried to limit them as much as possible and put as much pressure on them, as we could. And we play 2 different kind of styles. We like to push it up the floor. They like to slow it down. So we just put the pressure on them all game long, try to speed them up, and that definitely was in our advantage.
Yeah, and won that game with pretty much ease, as you pretty much did from districts on. That sectional, quarterfinal, and semifinal game, you won with ease going away.
Yeah, it just seemed like as the playoffs went on, we gained more confidence. We played better defensively, and offensively, we were hitting on all cylinders. And then, of course, going into that championship game against Incarnate Word, they're just a beast. I mean, they're really good. You take Nafisha Collier, out of that game, and I believe we'd beat them. But she's just an unbelievable player, getting recruited by every great team in the nation, whether it's UConn, Stanford, or Baylor, or whoever. I mean, everybody's wanting her, and I can definitely see why.
Yeah, talking about this Incarnate Word game, if you got to see that Nafisha Collier, probably one of the handful players in the nation, best handful of players in the nation when it comes to girls basketball, and it's something she'll probably be able to pick wherever she wants to go. So that's quite a talent when you have that luxury, and she's certainly that kind of talent. And what's she, only a junior this year?
Yeah, she's only a junior, so there's a good chance she could be the National Player of the Year, next year as a senior, and it wouldn't surprise me if she wasn't. But I mean, she was, but but they're still going to be a good team next year. They lose a lot. We lose a lot, and I still feel like next year we'll be extremely competitive. We've got 3 great sophomores coming back, and we got some other players coming up from 8th grade, and so I think with the nucleus we have coming back, we should have a really good, strong run again.
Yeah, and Collier, it seemed like we'll talk about this game now, that championship game with Incarnate Word. It seemed like, well, first off, they jumped out to a little lead early on. I think it was 13-2 lead. You call a timeout, and it's like, well, you kind of just have flashbacks of last year already, and it's like, man, okay, let's see how they're going to answer. And it seemed like after that first timeout y'all had, after that 13-2 run, really settled in, really got competitive and started executing on offense and limiting them on defense. And from that point on, y'all stuck right there with them. So you talk about that first time out and how everything progressed from there.
Yeah, we called a timeout just to try to settle them down, and we just didn't want what happened the year before happen again. And they came out on us and jumped on us, 13-2, and I thought the girls did a great job of settling down. And like you said, ever since we called that timeout, we played with them pretty much the whole game. And if we didn't get off to that bad start, I think it could have been a lot closer game, toward the end, and we may have had a shot to even try to beat them. But there's just a tough team, to prepare for, especially when you only have this the morning of, from the semifinal game to the championship game. But I thought the girls did an unbelievable job of not really having time to prepare for them.
Yeah, talk about the preparation. Did you have a certain game plan coming in? Because you saw them last year. You have an idea of what you're going up against. Did you have anything in mind specifically going up against them, how you were going to have to execute?
Yeah, our game plan was, last year we tried to run with them. We try to, make a transition game. And this year I thought we did a much better job of trying to slow it down. It seemed like every possession it took, a minute, a minute and a half sometimes, even for them. Playing our full court matchup, we slowed them down. They had to really work the ball, offensively, and I thought our matchup was really good. I thought we played great defensively. Offensively, again, I thought we were pretty patient, got the shots that we wanted. If we'd hit a few, if we'd hit a few more of those shots, I thought, it could have been a little closer game as well. But it was just a little here and there, and I think we could have been right in there.
Yeah, you came out with the full court pressure, and I think there was a possession or two, you got some steals off of it, but really slowed them down. They had to work it up, and they didn't really just get into a nice rhythm offensively all game long. They really had to work it, be patient, and work for a shot. It's just a lot of times they executed well because they're that good. Yeah. So I thought the game plan worked well defensively, just slowing them down to where they just weren't into a rhythm offensively up and down, to where they can get easy baskets. And they didn't come by very many easy baskets. And y'all made it tough for them, but they're just that good that they can execute in about every fashion of the game.
Yeah, like I said, I just thought that defensively we played an extremely good game. We had a few bad turnovers, here and there, and which they executed in points. And so, defensively overall, though, I thought we played a really good game. Our game plan was good coming in defensively. Offensively, it's just tough against them too because they're so good defensively. And but again, it's just a tough team. But again, I thought the girls played with a lot of heart and passion and energy, and I really feel like we gave them all we could.
Yeah, and speaking of the Collier girl, I thought your defense played quite well. It's just when Collier would get the ball at right around the high post, and Paige Patterson, end up guarding her most of the time again, with that matchup y'all were playing, and she was one-on-one, and you just can't double her because everyone else has so much talent as well. You really open it up that way, and it seemed like she'd get the ball right there in the paint, and she was just so hard to stop that, what do? You can't really double her because that just opens up everything for everyone else. So it was a hard game plan, especially in the half court, how you're going to defend everyone because everyone's so talented at every position. But she had a big game, and you knew she was going to have a big game. You can't really stop her. You can only try to, they say, contain her. But a great effort. But with a talent like that, it's just so hard to prepare for.
Oh yeah, she definitely hurt us. But I thought Paige Patterson did a great job against her, even when she did catch the ball in the middle. I thought. Paige did a good job of pushing her out a little wider than she typically does, and she missed a lot of shots because of it too, because Paige got big. But yeah, she's just tough to handle. I mean, she's got a great 15, 20-foot jump shot, and she mainly looks to take you off the drive. She gets a lot of offensive boards. She's just so long, and it's just tough to stop defensively.
And she didn't really get to the basket all that much. Paige did a good job shielding it off the basket, but when she rises up, it's that
can't block her shot.
Yeah,
sure.
it's a tough assignment, and but like you said, 60-43 loss. Much closer than that. It kind of got away in the end. But what do you say to your girls after a game like that? That's what y'all have worked all summer and all season for. Come up with a loss, even though you were pleased with their effort. What did you say to your girls after the end of the game?
Well, I actually didn't have any time to talk to them because of all the media stuff. After the game. But I know Coach Seitz, he went in there and talked with them a little bit. I don't know what all he said, but the girls played their hearts out. They left it all on the court, and I'm just proud of them. They had an unbelievable year. First time ever to make it to the state championship game, and so it's just an awesome ride this year.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was awesome to see. You don't get to see very many girls teams with this kind of talent, especially in our area. And 4 seniors you had: Paige Patterson, Hannah No, Erica Cobb, and Caitlin. Gerald,
Allison Gerald. Yeah.
Allison Gerald. Getting the Caitlin Frazier in there mixed up there, but Allison Gerald. It's very rare to get that kind of group to come through and really lead a program like they have, and it was fun to watch. And certainly you could tell that y'all had a mission this year, and pretty much like you said, those girls left it out all on the court, and they can look back on this experience and know they played one of the best teams in the country and played them tough. So that's something to look back on.
Yeah, I know they're. I'm sure they're pretty satisfied. With their career here at Dexter, and I know they'll do extremely well. At the next level, and I feel like even all of them probably get some decent playing time as freshmen next year. I mean, they're. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to keep up with them and all that. But they'll definitely be missed here at Dexter. Like I said earlier, I feel like we got a good nucleus coming back, and we should be able to make another pretty good run again next year.
Yeah, you talk about your seniors. You've got Erica Cobb going over to Three Rivers College. Mm-hmm. You've got Allison Gerald and Paige Patterson going to Evangel, and Hannah No going to Southeast Missouri State. So pretty good run there for those girls to move on to the next level.
Yeah, and I'm just, like I said earlier, I can't wait to watch and see how they do next year, and again, I know they'll do well.
Yeah, and just skipping ahead a little bit next year, you got 4 seniors moving on. You had some underclassmen that played a whole lot, last year, even this year. That's going to be coming up. Dakota Reynolds, McEwen, and Michaela Waldner coming back, and you got some other younger girls that are coming up as well. So the cupboard's not bare. You've got some girls coming back that played as underclassmen that'll be able to step up once again next year.
Yeah, our 3 sophomores got a lot of experience these past 2 years, and it'll definitely help them their last 2 years. And you take a look at Notre Dame and who they lost. They lost 8 seniors, and they didn't really have anybody that even had any varsity experience coming back. So our chances next year are looking really good, if not better this year in the districts. Our sectional game, whether Park Hill Central moves down or stays, Park Hill Central's will be real good. North County will be real good in that sectional game. Our quarterfinal game will change because they'll reclassify. So our quarterfinal game, we'll just have to wait and see, who will be there. But like I said, I really feel good about the team, about the group we got coming back. I feel like we could be just as good, if not better, defensively. We're going to have a lot of quickness, a lot of speed. So, again, I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, it's a good time for the program. You probably got some girls fired up, wanting to get out and participate. The younger girls, which is always good. You've got to have the young kids participating and feeding the program as they get older. So it's a great time for the Dexter Lady Bearcats basketball program, and certainly be looking forward to next year to see what happens. And like I said, it's been a great year, and certainly everyone in the Dexter community will be able to look back and always remember this team. Not only this year, but going back the numerous years before. So certainly a good time to look back on when everything, down the road, be able to look back and really remember a good team, a good group of girls coming through.
Yeah, success breeds success, and these seniors have done an unbelievable job for us these past 4 years, and the younger girls are looking up to them, and now they'll look up to these sophomores stepping up, and all the other girls we have coming up. So yeah, it's definitely our program is definitely in a good spot right now, and as long as we keep on having the success, and the younger girls looking up to them, I think we'll just keep on going.
Sure. So we'll be looking forward to another fine season next year. And Chad, is there anything you'd like to share with anybody out there about your season or the program at all?
No, we're just looking forward to this summer. Really, I'm looking forward to working with the girls we got coming back and getting them prepared for next year. So, I'm excited about that and looking forward to getting it started.
Sure. And Chad's going to be out the BA Sports All-Star Extravaganza, which is taking place today. He's going to be one of the coaches for the girls' team. So, big deal going on here in Dexter today with that All-Star Extravaganza. And also the director of the Rib City Shootout. Rib City Classic or
Rib City Shootout.
Shootout, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rib City Shootout over the summer, and that'll be coming up, and you're probably already working on that.
Yeah, I'm going to send out some brochures this week, but we've already had probably about 75 teams already sign up. So, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It really helps our girls program. Having those shootouts. In the past, we never had our middle school girls ever play in the summer. Actually play games, and so it gives them a chance to play up to 24 games. In the summer. So I think that's really helped our program and having these shootouts here and definitely helps out the economy here in Dexter.
Well, certainly, it gives teams here in the Boot Hill and just the neighboring states somewhere close to go play a lot of games, and that's hard to come by, is to go close, somewhere close to play a lot of games. So it's certainly a benefit to everyone in the area. So great chance to go see some great basketball as well for any fans out there wanting to see some good basketball and from a lot of teams around. And we carry some of those games and air them here on YHC as well. So a lot to look forward to in the summer. Probably the summer basketball event to look forward to. If you're a basketball fan in the summer, that's what you want to see, is the Rib City Shootout.
Yeah, in the past we just never had anything like that in our area, and it's just it has exploded. In the past we've always had to drive to Springfield or Rolla or St. Louis to play, and so it's good just to be able to stay here around our area and play games and play against really good competition.
Sure. So we're looking forward to that coming up this summer. And Chad, we appreciate your time spending with us this morning, and good luck to next year, and we'll be looking forward to another season, and we'll just see how it all develops. It'll be fun once again.
All right, well, thanks, Tyler, for having me on.
All right. And we'll take a break and be back with more. We're going to talk about this All-Star Extravaganza coming up today as well. We'll be right back.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this. SEMO Health Network.
What is your emergency? Need assistance at County Road 61 and Highway 9. Help is on its way.
Clear! There's a better way to jumpstart your soil back to health. Apply Endzone to protect and increase nitrogen efficiency without killing bacteria. Apply Prevent to increase phosphorus availability and reduce fixation. Better yet, use them both to get more from your fertilizer investment and see higher potential yields. Ag Explorer, your prescription for healthy soil.
And we're back, and now we're going to take a look at the BA Sports All-Star Extravaganza rosters, and that's underway already this morning. The volleyball game got underway at 9 o'clock, and we'll take a look at those volleyball rosters that made the All-Star Extravaganza this year. And for the first team for the girls volleyball, Allie Ballou from Advance, also Grayson Miles of Advance, Tori Lowry of Bernie, Haley Alcorn of Clearwater, Ashley Brown of Dexter, Haley Mauser and Chelsea Fowler of Jackson, Drew Myers of Lesterville, Carson Powers and Annie Siebert of Notre Dame, Emily Merrick of Puxico, and Rachel Poole of Woodland. And the coaches for this team, Casey Patton of Woodland, Aaron Hoffman of Bernie, and Tara Stroop of Notre Dame. And to the second girls team, second volleyball team, Jordan Ellenberg of Bernie, Darian Gale of Clearwater, Brianna Berry of Gideon, Sydney Eftink of Leopold, also Danae Arnzen of Leopold, Emra Bethuma of Lesterville, Caitlin Welter and Taylor Freeney of Notre Dame, also Madeline Rosenquist of Notre Dame, Kaylee Hadler of Perryville, Monica Inman of St. Genevieve, Josie Long of Woodland, and coaches Dave Murley of Perryville, Sandy Davis of Leopold, and Carmen Morgan of Dexter. Those are the girls' teams playing today, and the game probably over by now, but also got boys and girls basketball games coming up today, and coming up at, I think it's 10 o'clock. The boys started at 10 o'clock this morning, the boys basketball Class 1 and 2 game. And the first team here, Lane Ballou of Advance, B.J. Jennings of Bernie, Frankie Burden Jr. of Hayti, also Demetrius Luster of Hayti, Ryan Reeves of Hockham, Dawson Goodrum of Naylor, Jake LeGrand of Oak Ridge, Seth Russell of Oran, A.V. Banks of Portageville, Jawan Owens of Scott County Central, Todd Sullivan of South Iron, Anthony Primer of South Pemiscot, and the coaches, Philip Taylor of Hayti, Frank Staples of Scott County, and Aaron Bidwell of South Pemiscot. And the second team, Jake Wagner of Bernie, Charlie Montgomery of Chaffee, Dylan White of Clarkton, Cameron Davis of Leopold, also Wesley Stoverink of Leopold, Ryan Ballou of Oak Ridge, Jordan Pavey and Brandon Bixler of Risco, Lorandus Banks of Scott County, Marcus Hampton of South Iron, Jacob Trammell of South Pemiscot, and Tyler Griffin of Van Buren. The coaches, Dusty Dinkins of South Iron, Brad Botch of Bernie, and Joe Shoemaker of Oran. And take a look at the girls' basketball game. The first team, Haley Alcorn of Clearwater, Paige Patterson of Dexter, Graniqua Rogers of Hayti, Emra Berthume of Lesterville, Emily Aker of Neelyville, Rashonda Summers of New Madrid, and Annie Siebert of Notre Dame, Courtney Ralston of Poplar Bluff, Michaela Blissett of Scott County Central, Carrie Shepard of South Pemiscot, Hannah Sadler of Twin Rivers, Michaela Nichols of Sykeston, and the coaches Becky Hale of Neelyville, Kurt Chronister of Poplar Bluff, and Renee Peters of Notre Dame. And in Team 2, Hannah Noe of Dexter, Allison Gerald and Erica Cobb of Dexter, Sonora Morim of Doniphan, Rebecca Douglas of East Prairie, Drew Myers of Lesterville, Carson Powers and Shelby Besink of Notre Dame, Addie Kilhoffner of Oran, Allison Moldenhauer of Perryville, Jasa Jenkins of Van Buren, and Josie Long of Woodland. The coaches Chad Allen of Dexter, Sam Sides of Saxony Lutheran, and Robert Stein of Woodland. And the boys game, Class 3, 4, and 5 later on this afternoon. For the first team is Jamal Cox of Cape Central, Daryl Monroe of Crothersville, and Jamal Johnson of Crothersville, Coleman Tramble of Crothersville, Shandor Webster and Robert Bogan of Charleston, Austin Ayers of Clearwater, DJ Dowdy of Dexter, Jordan Barber of Notre Dame, Colin Shermer of Perryville, Jake Lake of Saxony Lutheran, and Eric Ray of Twin Rivers. And the coaches Drew Church of Cape Central, Danny Farmer of Charleston, and Lewis Bell of Clearwater. And the second team, Wyatt Eaton of Doniphan, Damian Tipler of East Prairie, Carson King of Jackson, also Josh Dame and Brandon Luters of Jackson, Cavante Mitchell of Kennett, also Ontavius Drake and Materian Jones of Kennett, Stacy Gibson of Poplar Bluff, and J.T. Jones, Reese Porter, and Chris Scott of Sykeston. And the coaches Greg Hollifield, Jim Vaughn, and Darren Scott of Sykes & Kennett and Jackson. Those are the rosters for today's games here in Dexter out at the BA Sports All-Star Extravaganza. And they got underway this morning at 9 o'clock, and the girls' game coming up at 11 o'clock 10 o'clock was the boys' game, and 11 o'clock the girls' game, and following, I think, around 12 or 12:30 will be the boys' Class 3, 4, and 5 games. So you can catch that out at the Bearcat Event Center here in Dexter for today. And we're going to take a quick break and talk about the Final Four coming up this evening for college basketball, and also give a little Cardinals update coming up next.
Okay, you're hooked up and ready to go?
New Wave knows you're excited about sports, so now's a great time to get connected with the Triple Play package. Crystal clear TV, high-speed internet, and telephone for only $99.99 a month for 12 months. With New Wave Communications, you've got game. In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding, and even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
And now let's take a look at the Final Four in college basketball, which will be taking place tonight in Dallas, Texas, or Arlington, whatever you would call it there in North Texas, and Cowboys Stadium and the $1 billion playpen. And that'll be starting tonight. And the matchups are Kentucky taking on Wisconsin and Florida taking on UConn. And, of course, the winner advancing on to the national championship taking place Monday night there in North Texas. And team to look out for, we could have an SEC final. That's what I'm predicting. Kentucky advancing over Wisconsin and Florida advancing over UConn. And a rematch of the SEC championship game, which I think they've played 3 times already this year, Kentucky and Florida winning all of them. But Kentucky, boy, this is one resilient team. They're very young, of course, having 6 freshmen and a couple sophomores. And, well, this team just comes up with big plays in clutch time, especially in that Michigan game. And one of those Harrison twins hit that long 3 to pretty much put that game away for the Wildcats there in that regional final. And the Florida Gators, if you're looking for a team that's probably the favorite, they're probably the favorite to win it. Won 30 straight games this year, and they just look to be the strongest team at this point of the season. And I think they're the favorite to win, but you never know. You throw these teams into the Final Four, winner-take-all format. It's going to be fun to watch here for this weekend and ending up Monday night for that championship game. So we'll be looking forward to that on CBS starting this evening. And also, the Cardinals got underway with their season. Major League Baseball opened up this week, and Cardinals are currently 2-2 on the year. They suffered a loss last night, Friday night, quite a sizable loss, 12-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. So, split. Actually, they didn't split. They won the series with the Reds opening up this week, 2-1, and then lost yesterday's game to the Pirates, 12-2, and a tough loss there for the Cardinals. Start off that series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So hopefully they can get it together going forward. 2 tough series to open up the season with, the Reds and the Pirates. Been division rivals over the past few years, and they're going to probably be right there in the mix once again this year. So hopefully they fare better this weekend against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that's pretty much all we got for today's roundtable. We're glad you tuned in for today's show, and appreciate Chad Allen being in with us here in studio and talking about their fine season here in Dexter for the Dexter Lady Bearcats basketball program. And we'll be back with you next week right here on the roundtable, live Saturday at 10 a.m. And we'll be looking forward to having you back. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have yourself a great week.